The Ant and Grasshopper. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived an ant and a grasshopper. Heave-ho, it's the perfect weather for working. On a warm spring day, the ant family was busily gathering fragrant petals and fresh leaves, stacking them up one by one. The ants helped each other and worked diligently, with proud smiles on their faces. Ding-a-ding-a-ding-ding, it's the perfect weather for playing music and enjoying the flowers. The grasshopper sat comfortably on a blade of grass, strumming his guitar and humming a tune. He closed his eyes, basking in the warm sunlight, and savored the scent of flowers carried by the breeze. The sound of the grasshopper's guitar echoed throughout the village, and butterflies and bees passing by seemed to dance along to his music. On a hot summer day with the sun blazing down. Heave-ho! The ant was working hard, sweating profusely as he carried heavy loads and built his house. Sweat beaded on his forehead, and his arms and legs looked exhausted, but the ant didn't stop. It's so hot, why don't they just rest in the shade and take a cool nap? Why are the ants working so hard? The grasshopper couldn't understand the hard-working ants. He was happily singing in the cool shade. His song rode the breeze and spread far and wide, and even the birds in the trees chirped along to his tune. As the grasshopper was resting in the shade, a friend ant passing by spoke to him. "Grasshopper, grasshopper, come join us in gathering food for the winter. If we want to stay warm and cozy during the cold winter, we need to prepare in advance." But the grasshopper scoffed at the ant's words. "Oh, no thanks. Aren't you guys hot? I'm just going to stay here in the cool shade, singing my favorite songs and having fun." Winter? What winter? Winter is still a long, long way off. I'll worry about it when the time comes. Right now, it's summer, and there's food everywhere. The ant looked at the grasshopper with a worried expression as he walked away, hoping the grasshopper wouldn't regret it later. As time passed and the cool autumn breeze began to blow, the grasshopper was still not working. Instead, he was under a tree, admiring the colorful autumn leaves and singing. A passing ant, concerned, spoke to the grasshopper. "Grasshopper, after autumn passes, winter will be here soon. How can you just keep playing like this? Shouldn't you start preparing to stay warm through the winter?" The grasshopper, lying on the fallen leaves, replied to the ant. "Winter? Look at the blue autumn sky and the colorful leaves. Winter is still far away. With weather this nice, you expect me to work? I'll just keep singing and having fun." Then he started strumming his guitar and singing again. "Sigh, there's nothing I can do." The ant sighed and passed by the grasshopper. While the grasshopper continued to relax and play, the ant worked hard to prepare for winter. The ant farmed diligently and also built a house to stay warm during the cold months. Every day, the ant worked hard, gathering food in preparation for winter. The ant's house became warmer and cozier, and the ant eagerly awaited winter with a sense of pride. While the ant worked hard and the grasshopper played all day, the seasons quickly changed. As the leaves began to fall and autumn came to an end, the grasshopper was still singing and playing. "I can always prepare later," he thought, as he continued to spend leisurely days strumming his guitar under the warm sunlight. Then, not long after, the cold winter arrived, with icy winds and the world covered in a blanket of white snow. The grasshopper wandered through the deep snow, searching for food, but he couldn't find anything. "Oh, it's so cold, it's too cold to move. I can't find any food. In the summer and fall, there were fruits everywhere. I'm so hungry." The grasshopper stamped his feet in the snow, full of regret. All the food was buried under the snow, and without a home, he had nowhere to go and nothing to eat. Now too weak to play his guitar or sing, the grasshopper trudged through the snow with all his remaining strength. Suddenly, he thought of the scorching summer days. Ah, if only I had listened to the ant's advice and gathered food with him back then. Meanwhile, the ant and his family, who had diligently prepared for winter throughout the spring, summer, and fall, were enjoying a cozy time in their warm home, eating delicious food by the fireplace. The ant family wondered and worried about how the other animals were doing in the cold winter. Just then, "Who's there?" When they opened the door, they saw the grasshopper standing there, shivering in the cold. The ant was shocked and quickly invited the grasshopper inside. "Grasshopper, what are you doing out in this freezing weather?" With a trembling voice, the grasshopper replied, "Ant, I'm so sorry. I ignored your advice and played all day. Now, it's too cold to endure anymore. I have no food, and I have no home. Could you help me?" The ant thought for a moment but soon smiled warmly and said, "Of course, grasshopper. Come spend the winter with us. From now on, you can learn how to work and prepare with us." The grasshopper, with tears in his eyes, nodded. "Thank you so much, Ant. I'll work hard from now on." And so, the grasshopper spent the winter with the ant family in their warm home. The ants taught the grasshopper how to prepare for winter, and with their help, the grasshopper slowly began to change. No longer lazy, the grasshopper worked diligently alongside the ants to prepare for the next winter. When the following winter arrived, the grasshopper was able to enjoy a cozy time with the ant family, sharing delicious food in their warm home. The grasshopper never forgot the lesson he learned and always made sure to prepare in advance. you.